Today you'll experience the life simulation of an 8-year driving school instructor. You've trained over 600 students, each paying 5,800 yuan in tuition, but only 3,000 a month lands in your pocket. Where did the rest go? Who pocketed the extra 2,000 the student paid? You're 37, running C1 classes at a driving school in a Tier 2 city. Every day, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the practice lot, covered in sweat and grease. 8 years in, you've seen every angle of this trade. 8 years ago, you got laid off from a logistics company with only 4,000 yuan to your name. A friend suggested driving school coaching, low entry bar, steady money. You paid 3,800 for the instructor cert, trained 15 days, and started. Day 1, you noticed something. Out of the 5,800 tuition, you saw barely 3,000. Nobody explained where the other 2,000 went. Took you 2 years to figure that book out. Here's the real cost breakdown of that 5,800 tuition. Vehicle depreciation 400/month, fuel 150/student, venue fee 800, DMV exam fee 600, test fee 450. Hard cost under 2,500. Of the remaining 3,300, school owner takes 1,500, broker kickback 800, instructor salary 1,000. Base pay per student is 1,000, plus a 200 bonus if they pass first try. 3 to 4 students a month, you walk with 3,000 to 3,800. That 800 broker kickback is the dirtiest line item. Think the student walked in on their own? 60% came through brokers. They loiter outside universities, factory gates, delivery hubs, and pull in 800 to 1,200 per student they funnel to the school. The student has no idea there's a middleman. They think the full amount went to training. Nobody in the trade talks about it. When the student first registers, the counter quotes 5,800 and says, pass guaranteed. That's a lie. The actual contract says, train until competent. But each retake costs 200, and every failure gets billed. Of students I've trained, 30% failed 3 or more times. That retake fee is the school's hidden revenue. A student failing 3 times pays 600 more. A year of failures adds over 100,000 to the school. How do coaches make students fail? Not by teaching poorly, by teaching fast. A normal maneuver needs 20 repetitions to stick. Let them try only 10 and they'll fail. Failed students come back for more practice, 150 a session. Each extra failure. Coach gets 100, school gets 200, student pays 200. It's the trade's open secret. Nobody admits doing it deliberately. Scheduling is its own system. Student pays for 40 hours of practice. The school only books 25 to 30 hours. Where's the rest? Coach says, you're not ready. Need extra sessions, 200 per session. 3 to 5 extra per student is standard. Coach pockets 60% of that extra fee, school gets 40%. I pull 1,500 to 2,000 a month from extras, my main income beyond base salary. Test day has its own tricks. The Subject 2 and Subject 3 test lanes are fixed, only 3 routes. But schools only teach 1. Students who draw the familiar route pass first try. Students who draw an unfamiliar one fail. It's called route luck. Want to avoid it? A quiet 200 to 500 yuan envelope to the coach, and he drives all 3 routes with you the night before. Students who pay the envelope pass 95% of the time. Those who don't, 50%. The test center has its insiders. Examiners and driving coaches have been friends for years, classmates, military comrades. Before your students test, you call the examiner. This one's decent, go easy. He nods, understood. During the test, 1 extra steering wobble, 1 yellow line pressed. He pretends not to see. It's called a relationship pass. Not every student gets it. Only those whose coach cared enough to speak up. Usually because the student tipped the coach first. Subject 1 and 4 are written tests. By the rules, students must study at home. But many are lazy or older parents who can't read the questions. So what happens? You've had 50+ year-olds fail theory 5 times. Then you recommend a friend. 800 yuan, guaranteed pass. How? Wireless earpiece, Real-time answer feeding. It's illegal, but it's still happening. The training cars have their own story. Those beat-up Santanas and Jettas students drive, mostly used cars retrofitted as training vehicles. Bad condition, heavy fuel use, but schools don't replace them. A training car pulls 30,000 kilometers a year. 8 years in, the car is just a pile of parts. Students think their technique is off because the car feels jerky. No, the car is genuinely that bad. I've replaced transmissions, clutches, brake pads a dozen times each. There's a hierarchy among coaches. Senior ones claim prime time slots, better students, better cars. New coaches only get 6 p.m. onwards, the slots students hate. Took me 2 years to reach morning shift, 7 to 10 a.m. How do you get promoted? Cigarettes to the principal, heavy drinking at company dinners, showing up on school anniversaries. Not about skill, about relationships. Complaints are what coaches fear most. Student thinks you're hot-tempered, or you push too many extras. They call the complaint line. 1 complaint costs you a $200 fine. 3 complaints, 1 month suspension. Smart coaches have a move. 10 minutes after the flare-up, call the student. WeChat red envelope of 50 for an apology. Most drop the complaint. Truly stubborn students are fewer than 3 in 100. Those are the real pain. Female students are a sensitive topic in this trait. Some coaches are extra patient with women, hands-on teaching, gentle tone. With male students, 1 foot on the gas and a half-hour lecture. Why? Women complain less, accept extras more easily, and refer friends. It's business logic. But some coaches cross the line, touching hands, off-color jokes, even physical assault. In the past 2 years, there have been at least 20 publicized harassment cases. The standard resolution: fire the coach, refund the student, don't pursue. How do you judge if a driving school is legit? First, size. Schools with 400-plus vehicles are professionally run. Small mom-and-pops are scam factories. Second, contract. It must explicitly state, retraining if failed, no additional fee. Contracts that only promise guaranteed pass are traps. Third, reviews. Schools with 20-plus complaints on Dianping or consumer forums about extra fees. Avoid them. These 3 criteria dodge 80% of the big pits. Before signing, ask for questions. 1. Do I get a full 40 hours of practice? Less than 40 is a trap. 2. What's the extra session fee? Over 150 per hour, don't sign. 3. Retake fee? Over 200, don't sign. 4. What exactly does guaranteed pass mean? Demand it written into the contract. Verbal promises don't count. Half the scam schools will tell you, you're not a fit for us. That means you successfully avoided them. Choosing the coach matters too. Don't pick the one sitting behind a desk taking assignments. They're veterans who don't care who teaches you. Go to the practice lot and watch each coach work. The one who focuses on every detail with one student, whose corrections have logic, who says, that move's not clean yet. 3 more tries. Seek him out. Your training quality with him is 3 times better than random assignment. When you fail subject 2 or 3, your confidence breaks. Don't panic. Failure doesn't mean wasted money. The real loss is time. Be careful before signing up for more practice. Extras only make sense if you truly can't perform a move. If you just choked under test pressure, extras don't help. Sit at home, mentally rehearsing the maneuvers is more useful than driving more. Plenty of students get tricked into 3 extra sessions for 600 yuan they didn't need. Driving schools have off-seasons and peak seasons. March to June is when students register for summer break. Schools are busiest, coaches most arrogant. September to November is off-season. Owners cut 20% to pull in signups. An October registration pays 1,000 less and still finishes at the same pace. Another cold tip: the 2 weeks before Lunar New Year, schools are empty. Coaches compete to give you sessions. Service quality peaks then. If you've already been scammed, 3 steps. 1. Preserve evidence. Contract, receipts, WeChat records, recorded calls. 2. Complain to the school first. They fear escalation and will usually offer 500 to 2,000 compensation. 3. If they refuse, dial 12328, the transportation complaint line. The DMV opens a case. Schools dread this and usually call within 24 hours to negotiate. This playbook works 90% of the time. One kind of student is a joy to teach, those who come with purpose. Delivery workers switching careers. Entrepreneurs needing to drive for sales. New parents needing to pick up kids. They're focused, cooperative, willing to sweat. The hardest are college students pushed in by parents, half asleep after 20 practice hours. Same 5,800 tuition. Purpose-driven students get their license in 2 months. Half-hearted ones still don't have it 6 months in. That 5,800 tuition actually costs 3,500 to deliver. The other 2,300? 1,500 is the school owner's profit, 500 is staff salary split, 300 is facility depreciation. 60% of what you pay goes to the owner's pocket. The coach you see every day gets only 10% of your tuition. Many students think coaches earn $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Truth, $3,000 to $4,500, about the same as an assembly line worker. This industry is changing. Electronic examiners, VR simulators, app-based coaches, one-on-one private instruction have all risen. Private coaching costs $8,000 to $15,000 but offers one-on-one time, full practice hours, genuine guaranteed pass. Traditional driving schools running on Volume Plus scams have maybe 5 years left. If you really want to learn, check if your city has a legit private instructor. 30% more expensive, but the experience doubles, failure rate halves. Even I, an old coach, have to admit that. Another cold fact, driving coaches often don't send their own kids to their own schools. Why? They know the insider tricks, extra session traps, bad scheduling. They send their kids to private instructor friends or pay retired coaches for month-long packages. My own wife, when she learned to drive, I didn't send her to my school. I was afraid she'd get scammed by the same system. In this trade, the insiders don't trust their own system. That's the life simulation of an 8-year driving school instructor. 2,300 of your 5,800 tuition is hidden broker fees, school margin, and deliberate failure design. When a coach says, you need extras, he's not saying your skills are bad. Retakes, extras, relationship envelopes are the trade's real profit sources. Private tutors are replacing traditional driving schools. Share this with any friend about to sign up. Could save them $2,000. Which life simulation do you want next? A. One day in the life of a 10-year delivery station manager, or B. The real salary truth of a gym personal trainer? Tell me in the comments.